We are the brothers in arms elite. We are the ones you can't defeat. Welcome to the B.I.A's Twitch and YouTube channel. Hey!
The 12th Man Podcast. Let's talk sports. Let's go. The 12th Man Podcast.
Welcome back to year 5! And guess what? We're back, baby! The 12th Man Podcast with your Coach Dub coming to you live from College Station, Texas for your week 1 podcast. Jumping back to week 1, we're going to look at the scores. As always, this episode of your 12 Man Podcast is brought to you proudly by W Energy Drinks. 15 plus unique flavors. Get 10% off your order today with promo code B.I.A. Elite. All right, looking into the ACC, number 8 Pittsburgh hosting Delaware. Pittsburgh blows them out, 68-17. Never a doubt as the Blue Hens could not get any traction against the Pitt Panthers. Here we go. Taking a look at the stats. 29 first downs, 542 yards of total offense. They ran 62 plays, 8.7 yards of play. They rushed the ball 21 times for 88 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, and added an amazing 454 yards passing through the air and 6 passing touchdowns. The Pitt went 5 of 8 on third down conversions for 62%. Jumping down, big game number 10, Ole Miss at Tennessee. A close one there, but closer than Ole Miss would have liked. 38 for the Rebels, 21 for the Volunteers. Let's take a quick look at the stats. The Rebels had 22 first downs, 565 yards of total offense, ran 51 plays, averaged 11.1 yards a play. They rushed the ball 27 times for 202 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, while adding 363 passing yards and 3 passing touchdowns on the day. They were also 4 of 7 for 57% on third down conversions. The Tennessee Volunteers had 21 first downs, 431 yards of total offense. They ran 55 plays, 7.8 yards of play. They rushed the ball 24 times for 105 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, while adding 326 passing yards and 1 passing touchdown through the air. The Tennessee Volunteers were held to 3 of 9 on third down conversions for 33%. Number 4, Arizona State at Washington State. 45 for the Sun Devils, 7 for the Washington State Cougars, as the Sun Devils pull it off in walk-off easy fashion. They made it look bossy. If you don't know, that's Spanish for easy. Here we go. 30 first downs for the Sun Devils, 527 yards of total offense, 76 plays, 6.9 yards of play. They rushed the ball 32 times for 131 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, and threw for 396 passing yards and 3 passing touchdowns. The Sun Devils did struggle, though, on third downs, 5 of 13 for 38% on the day. But their defense held tough against Washington State, holding them to 2 of 13 for 15% on third downs on the day. Now we jump on over to the Big 12. Florida State at Oklahoma State. Florida State put it on the Cowboys, 27-7. Let's take a look at those stats. The Seminoles had 16 first downs, 312 yards of total offense, ran 54 plays, 5.8 yards of play, rushed the ball 28 times for 94 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown. They also threw for 218 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns on the day, while going 6 of 13 on third down conversions for 46%. Georgia at Arkansas. Arkansas 38, Georgia 35. Nail biter there. But here we go. Let's take a look at these stats. Georgia had 18 first downs, 370 yards of total offense, 57 plays, 6.5 yards of play. They rushed the ball 18 times for 32 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. They were held to 1.8 yards a carry on the day by the Razorbacks. Georgia also threw the ball for 338 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns. They were 6 of 12 on third down conversions for 50%. The Razorbacks, 15 first downs, 335 yards of total offense, ran 49 plays, 6.8 yards a play. Rushed the ball 20 times for 59 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. They added 276 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns through the air, while they were going 4 of 9 on third down conversions for 44%. Story of the day was turnovers. 10 turnovers on the day. 4 by the Razorbacks, 6 by Georgia Bulldogs. That's going to be your difference in the game. 6 interceptions for Georgia in a close one. That one could have went either way. Jumping back, here we go. Number 11, Texas A&M at Louisville. Score makes it look closer than it really was. The Aggies had 24 first downs, 517 yards of total offense, ran 69 plays, 7.5 yards a play, 27 carries, 224 rushing yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns, while adding 293 passing yards and 3 passing downs, 3 touchdowns through the air. The Aggies were 12 of 16 on third down conversions for 75%. The story of the day, folks, running back they got out of the portal. Daniel Bray, he had 2 carries for 75 yards and 1 touchdown. That's the first 2 plays of the game. On the third play of the game, on their second possession, on a passing play where he was not even targeted, he suffered an ankle injury, not season ending, but he did not play the rest of the game. After that, in a 21-0 first quarter, the Aggies struggled against the Cardinals. Here we go, Big Ten, number 7 Michigan hosting their FCS opponent, 77-20. Michigan had 30 first downs, 756 yards of total offense, 64 plays. They rushed the ball 17 times for 49 yards and 4 touchdowns. They threw for 707 passing yards and 7 passing touchdowns, while going 3 of 7 for 42% on third down conversions. Backup quarterback Carlos Suggs, great story there. 12 of 14, 85%, 4 touchdowns. He might have been your starter. Not really sure. Either way, both of the quarterbacks did really well, but Suggs was really the one that really shined on the day for the Wolverines. Keep an eye on him. Number 2, Ohio State against their FCS opponent. 63-7. Let's take a look at the stats. 36 first downs for the Buckeyes. 589 yards of total offense. 65 plays. 41 rushes, 257 rushing yards, and 7 rushing touchdowns. They also added 332 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns through the air, while going 8 of 8 for 100% on third down conversions. Good day for the Buckeyes. Number 12, Oregon hosting their FCS opponent. 55-0 for the Ducks. Let's see what it looks like for the Ducks. 24 first downs, 493 yards of total offense. They ran 80 plays for 6.2 yards a play. They rushed the ball 48 times for 234 rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. 259 passing yards and 4 passing touchdowns. The Oregon Ducks went 8 of 15 on third down conversions for 53% on the day. Here we go. Jumping over now. Where we go? Pac-12. Pac-12, we've already covered the game. Okay, we covered it. Let's go down to the SEC. Texas at Kentucky. Texas 42, Kentucky 10. Longhorns had 20 first downs, 310 yards of total offense. They ran 57 plays, 5.4 yards a play. Rushed the ball 19 times for negative 8 yards. Negative 0.4 yards a carry on the day for the Horns. They added 318 passing yards to the air, 6 passing touchdowns, and went 5 of 10 on third down conversions for 50%. The story for the day for the Longhorns, though, their defense holding the Wildcats to 1 of 10 on third down conversions for just 10%. Number 5, Alabama hosting their FCS opponent. The Roll Tide put up 70 and held their opponent to 3. Let's take a quick look at that one. Alabama had 28 first downs, 582 yards of total offense, ran 65 plays, averaged 9 yards a play. They rushed the ball 36 times for 224 rushing yards and 5 rushing touchdowns, while adding 358 passing yards and 4 passing touchdowns through the air. The Tide was 5 of 10 on third down conversions for 50%. Last game on the menu, number 1, Oklahoma at Missouri, 56 for the Sooners, and they held them to nothing. Tigers could not put a point on the board in the rivalry game against the Sooners. Here we go, looking at your stats. Oklahoma had 35 first downs, 607 yards of total offense, ran 77 plays, 7.9 yards a play. Rushed the ball 36 times for 218 rushing yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. They added 389 passing yards through the air and 4 passing touchdowns. They were 8 of 11 for 72% on third down conversions, and their defense had an outstanding day against Missouri, holding them to 2 of 12 for 16% on third down conversions. That should be all the teams. Taking a quick look. Week 2 matchups. Number 4, Arizona State at number 12, Oregon. Should be a good one. I've got Oregon keeping it close, but Arizona State is favored by 3. Your point on that one is 3.5. That's your 3.5. Arizona State minus 3.5. Number 10, Ole Miss gets number 20, Clemson. That should be a good game. I got Ole Miss at home, minus 14.5. They should win by 2 touchdowns in that one. Easy. Put your money on Ole Miss. Here we go. Florida State at Texas A&M. That should be a good one too. Arkansas at Oklahoma State. Arkansas pulls out the victory in that one, 21-14. What a game for the Razorbacks in that one. Close game, but they outlast the Cowboys. Big Ten, number 2, Ohio State hosting Charlotte. They put up 77 and hold Charlotte to only 7 on the day. Number 19, USC hosting their FCS opponent, and they put 49 on them, and they win 49-7. Here's a big game. Number 7, Michigan at number 9, UCF. This game could go either way. I'm not sure which way it's going to go. I got minus 1.5 for UCF because they're playing at home against the Wolverines. Pac-12, UCLA is hosting Colorado. Minus 10.5 for the Bruins in that one. In the SEC, number 17, Miami at Texas. Texas blanks Miami 20-0 for a victory in a hard-fought game against a hard-fought opponent. Here we go. Number 3, Florida at number 1, Oklahoma. It's going to be your game of the week. That should be a good one, folks. Oklahoma at home. Oklahoma minus 3.5. And that is your breakdown of games. Let's take a look at our Heisman update for the season. We'll do that real quick before we jump on out of here. Heisman favorite is Tavian St. Clair of Ole Miss. Bryce Baker, the quarterback of Florida, coming in at second. CPU, Achilles Smith Jr., quarterback of Tulsa. Quarterback Ethan Hoek of Louisville, who just passed for 363 yards. Who passed for 236 yards and 2 passing touchdowns against Texas A&M and an interception. Matt Zollers of Ohio State is rounding out your top 5 for the Heisman Trophy favorites to start the season. All right, folks, that's been your 12-man podcast. Till next time, this is Coach Dub signing off.